Hello, and welcome to Be More Super's live show, the first of many. I do apologise, my phone is making everything go click, click, click. Welcome, everyone. We've got an awesome co-host with me, my brother from another mother. It's Larry. Say hello, Larry.
Hello, everybody. Happy to be here. It's been a long time trying to get me here. I like
Do you
to
know
put
what?
things off.
Let's start off by going over. So, how do we know each other? So, we've been playing online games for many, many years together on the Xbox, and I've always wanted to do a mid-week live stream where we take apart all the popular shows and films and critique everything and talk about today's issues within the entertainment industry. And I've been asking you for ages, and what's made you change your mind all of a sudden and actually join me on this awesome adventure?
It's never been changed my mind. Something I've always wanted to do. Is just, I don't know. I have ADHD, and I just tend to put stuff off and find an excuse to get out of it. I'm kind of a worm. Even coming here, I'm a little nervous on it now.
Do you know what? Literally, a lot of, the fan base of a lot of my guests are absolutely awesome, especially Warrior Nun. The fan base from them is just amazing. They're so supportive, kind, just great souls. So Larry, you're in good company. Relax. It's going to be a great time. And this is going to be a weekly thing. So hopefully you enjoy it, because I want you along for the ride, basically. So you're from Troy, Detroit, is that correct?
Troy, Michigan, on the metro of Detroit, Michigan,
Yeah, excellent. Well, the thing is, it's
like
great to
20
have.
minutes out of Detroit.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to have someone from your perspective in the States as well as the UK. So what we're going to do on this show, obviously, we've got a few topics to talk about, some great news as well regarding Warrior Nun for the Warrior Nun fans that are out there, which I'm really looking forward to talk about. Also, we've got a great prize giveaway courtesy of the sponsors of the show, which is Prop Store, which we will go over later on. But Larry, have you watched Warrior Nun?
I gotta be honest with you, I've never seen an episode. I know you've
You've,
talked about it many of times, but
so literally, all the viewers and listeners right now, why should Larry watch Warrior Nun? Because I'm sure that literally I have gone on for hours and hours and hours about how amazing the show is. But please, let Larry know, because the thing is, I can actually put comments on the screen, like the comment just there. It's 4 a.m. Where this person is. Hand grenade. We're not sure where you are if it's 4 a.m. That's really early, Larry, isn't it?
maybe Australia, New Zealand.
It could be. It could be. Well, comment on exactly where you are. But let's go. Hashtag Save Warrior Nun. But yeah, so let's talk about Warrior Nun. So this is a show, Larry, that's been on for 2 seasons, and it's basically broke every single stereotype out there. It's just an amazing show. It tackles so many subjects so stylishly, if that's a word. Yeah. And I've got a little chart up here. As you can see, it was the highest rated Netflix show in history, 100% on, for the critics and 99% for the audience. But they cancelled it. And, I want us to chat about, the reason, why these companies are cancelling. I mean, what's your view on, why we've had 160 shows cancelled in this last year?
I mean, I think we talked a little bit about before the other day, and I think it goes to there's too many shows now, and these
Mm,
companies aren't worried about a longevity; they're worried about piquing new interest.
mm,
So, like every time there's something new and shiny, people are like, "Ooh, I have to see that new and shiny thing," so that's going to bring in more subscribers.
mm,
So, like Netflix isn't; they don't want the people staying with Netflix; they want new subscriber base because the people that are going to watch Stranger Things are always going to be there. Or I'm going to keep my Stranger Things subscription. That's all they care about, But when it comes to something that's not as big, like a Warrior Nun, they might be like, you know what? It costs too much money. We're getting maybe like 300,000 people watching it on a regular. It's not worth our budget for it because we want to bring in those new subscribers to bring in that money.
yeah, I mean the thing is, I mean they want to get the new subscribers, but in my opinion, it's got to be about retention. It's got to be about having these subscribers keep paying their monthly fees, month on month. If they bring out a new show and people binge it over a month and then just cancel, they're not going to get that money in to spend. But apparently, I heard, I read somewhere that literally over these last 2 years, they've actually taken more money through. Okay, gaming has been the main sort of thing that people have been doing over the pandemic. But Netflix in question has actually earned more money over the last 2 years. It's actually increased by like 14%. But it's crazy. It really, really is. So Hand Grenade is not telling us where she's from. She's just put, it's an amazing show, Larry. An incredible visual effects, stunts and plot. And it makes you really watch because each episode leaves you asking what in a good way. Which is true. which is absolutely true. Um, I mean, again, I mean, with 1899 that got cancelled recently as well. So that got cancelled, and that has only had one episode, but apparently it leaves you on a cliffhanger. So for me, I don't want to invest my time in watching a 10 episode, 12 episode series to know that they're not going to make any more. They really
Yes,
aren't.
I mean, I think that's going to what I'm saying. There's too many TV shows now, and I think that's why I probably don't watch more shows now at
Mm,
this age. I used to watch everything at one point. I don't watch more shows now than ever before because there's so much to watch. Like just right now on my list, I have to catch up with Doom Patrol. I have to catch up with Snowfall. I have to catch up with Handmaid's Tale. I mean, these are hour-long dramas. I got to sit down, and now you're making me watch Warrior Nun. So that's 2 seasons of 20 hours. You understand what I'm saying? And then I have new shows on top of it. Then I'm an anime fan too. I'm a wrestling fan. I'm a fan of horror movies. Like I only have so much time to really give into these things. So like I've also seen on the other hand where some of the CW shows, I don't want to name them, but some of them will start off amazing and then they kind of go into the toilet a little bit with some of
mm,
their shows. They don't stay as good as they were.
yeah.
At least from
But you know what? I'm not making you watch Warrior Nun. You need to watch it. It's not making you. You need to watch it. Hand grenades from the Philippines. So we've got viewers in from the Philippines. So it literally is worldwide, which is absolutely awesome. It really, really is. So yeah. So obviously, with Warrior Nun, I'm sure the fans out there will correct me. The last time I looked, literally there was over 6 million tweets. Like the fan base, and this is what I don't get. This is why I don't get why this show hasn't been picked up yet by another streaming platform. Because if you think it's got a ready-made fan base, and all these people. So say if Paramount Plus, say if Apple TV or Hulu or some streaming giant like that takes his show on, literally they'll have millions of new subscribers straight away paying to watch the next season of Warrior Nun, which makes sense to me. So I don't know why it hasn't been picked up yet.
I mean, I understand like there's 6 million tweets, but then you have to think about once they do get production going, that's another year to 2 years out. Is the You have to think about their perspective, and will that ball still be rolling enough within that 2 year time frame on a new platform that people don't? Not everybody has Paramount Plus. Everybody has Netflix.
Mm,
I know a ton of people have HBO Max. Pretty much everybody has Amazon. But even that, like, who besides a couple shows like The Boys and maybe Invincible, there's not a lot being watched on Amazon. There's only a couple shows being watched on HBO. Nobody really goes to HBO
mm,
for the TV shows. They go for the movies. A lot of people went to HBO for those day in day releases for the movies.
mm,
I know a lot of people that went there for the movies.
mm.
I know almost nobody that talks about like, oh, I gotta watch Doom Patrol. I gotta watch Titans. It was all, oh, Mortal Kombat, Godzilla vs Kong.
Mm. I mean, I completely agree in the way that you're saying whoever picks it up, it's going to be like another year, and is the fan base still going to be there? And I'm throwing it out there. The fan base for Warrior Nun, literally, we had to wait. I think it was like the first season came out, I think March 2020, so right at the beginning of the pandemic. So literally, we've had to wait like over 2 years to get season two. But all along, that fan base has been there, has been supporting the show, been supporting Simon Barry, the showrunner, and the awesome cast. So would they stick around for another year and a half? I can safely say yeah, because
I
there
mean,
are certain. Yeah, go on.
go ahead. Go ahead. No, I was gonna say like, but will they follow to a new platform that
Mm,
easy? That's my biggest argument because like now, well, I already have Netflix. I don't want to have to go through canceling that because I do like this show, that show. I do like what's going on here. Do I want to sign up for another streaming service?
mm,
Like I've got in the States we have Peacock, which is
mm.
an NBC product, and I go on Peacock, and I'm gonna be honest, there's not a lot of things I like to watch. I got it for
Oh.
the WWE network. That's part of it.
So you didn't watch The Vampire Academy?
No,
What? It's a good show. You should watch it. Do you know what?
There's so many shows.
Even though it's geared towards the teen market. My camera keeps on turning off, which is great. So even though it's geared towards the teen market, I've literally really really enjoyed it. So that's Vampire Academy, and I had one of J. August Richards on the show that's in it, and I didn't realise how big that show was going to be when I was interviewing him, and then I saw him on the show, and I thought it was fantastic. But coming up next week, so all the Warrior Nun fans out there, literally all these questions about the show, all these questions about streaming platforms is going to be answered, and we're going to get an answer. And fingers crossed, I'm going to try and push for some difficult answers, and that is from this man here. So I'm going to be having Simon Barry on the show next week. Simon Barry is a showrunner, writer, director. Literally, he's got his fingers in all the pies, and he is the man, the myth, the legend when it comes down to Warrior Nun, because he is behind everything, and he is pushing for this show to be signed by another streaming platform. So Simon Barry is going to be on the show, so all the viewers, please hit subscribe on whichever platform you're on, whichever one you're watching on, because this is being streamed to Twitch, Twitter, Facebook and YouTube, all live. So whatever you're watching on, hit subscribe so you don't miss out on future interviews and everything like that. So let me just take this off. I don't even know what I'm doing now. But yeah, I mean, shows, out at the moment, when you say there's too many out there, there is. We were talking the other day, weren't when you were saying that back in the day you had only a few programs on, and on like on a Saturday, you would watch. Well, I would watch Knight Rider, Street Hawk, and classics like that. But rightly so now, literally there's hundreds of programs out there. So do you reckon that is the reason, why these shows aren't doing great financially?
100%. I mean, a show used to have, what was it? Dallas was like one of the most watched shows ever on the planet. And now we only get that every once in a while. You get that with The Boys, you get that with the Stranger Things, you get that with very few things nowadays. And even then there's also a part of people that try to, well, I'm not watching that because that's popular type thing, like a Game of Thrones. I know people that still, I've never seen a episode of Game of Thrones, like they're special. I'm like, well, you missed out on some awesome stuff and a horrible ending, but we don't want to talk about that.
But talking about Game of Thrones, how excited are you for this show, The Last of Us?
I love the video game. It's one of the, I don't have a PlayStation, but when I had my PS3, I played that brand new, and I love the game. So it's actually like one of those games. Like my son just recently streamed it on his YouTube channel. He was playing through it. I don't know about the casting, maybe because some of the casting looks off. Like I'm weird about casting. I'm like, you literally have something to go off. You can
off
find
from
somebody
what though? Off from what? Are you talking about the game?
Yeah. Like you can find some, like some of the cast just takes you out of it, because I want to see them recreate it. Like they recently tried to do Why the Last Man, and they did a good job with the casting, but they didn't do a good job with the story. And Why the Last Man, like I got through like 2-3 episodes, and I'm like, this is awful. Like as
but
a
then
show.
would you, but would you say that having a carbon copy of the game on our screens in a show is a bit of a letdown? Because you've got the game, and it's a bit like Halo, the series, which I think is awesome. So you've got the characters on the computer game; they look a certain way. Is it right getting actors that look like a carbon copy? Because this apparently, the critics have given it 100% already on Rotten Tomatoes, and
that's what gives me hope.
Yeah, and they've said it's going to be a masterpiece, just like the game. So again, this is a retelling of the story. This is, a journey that we're going to be taken on. And I wouldn't want it exactly like the game, because you've invested your time playing the game. Why then watch technically the game being played on the screen, sort of thing, in story mode.
I'm hoping to see something like the first Ninja Turtle movie. Like the first
Mhm.
Ninja Turtle movie. Like I don't know if it means something to you, but
Oh yeah.
Ninja Turtles was huge to me, and I'm a big fan of the comic books as well, especially I went back and read a lot of the early ones,
Mm.
and the first Ninja Turtle movie. If you read the early comics, it's a adapted from like the first 20 25 issues into a movie, and they kiddied it up a little bit for like the family friendly audiences too, like everything from Raphael on the roof, which in the comic it was Leonardo. They
Yeah.
would go to the farmhouse. They have all that in the comic. I want to see something more along those lines where it's something familiar, but it's still something its own, something
Mm.
new. That some people can gravitate to.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
the turtles looked like the turtles still. April still looked like April. Casey still looked like Casey.
do you know what? I can remember going to the cinema to watch that, and how blown away I was by it. I even went out and got the soundtrack on tape, cassette, and I just thought it was an amazing film. But the reason why I was talking about The Last of Us, and you mentioned Game of Thrones, apparently the first season of The Last of Us has got the same budget as the first 5 seasons of Game of Thrones. So the budget is said to be $100 million for the first season of The Last of Us, and it's got Nick Offerman in it, which I absolutely adore. I think is awesome, and the actors in it, talent-wise, it just looks epic. It really, really does. But again, watching Halo, I'm not a massive Halo gamer fan. I've played it, but to watch it, I didn't compare it. I didn't go out and watch it to compare it to the game, and I really enjoyed it. So I hope people watch this and don't sort of compare it too much to the game, and just enjoy what the work that they've put out there for us to enjoy. I really can't wait. I really can't. Let me take that down. Why I can. There we go. So we've got Julia Pluser, the good old Julia. She's can't wait to see Halo the series season 2, because it's got a great friend of the show, Joseph Morgan. He's in it as a main character, so I cannot wait. Have you actually seen Halo yet?
No.
I love
I'm gonna have
this.
a talking to.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So put that on your list. So worrying on Halo. This is where I can't wait, because the plan is to have guests on this show as well, and I can't wait to get guests on that you haven't even got a clue who they are, and you'll be like, so what do you do? What's the part? What's the what's the show? So, but no, Halo, amazing show. Again, I introduced it to my stepson the other day because he's a massive Halo fan, and he was really impressed with episode 1, which is one of my favorite episodes, to be fair.
I seen stills, I've seen trailers of it. I thought for the look of Halo, because I've played pretty much all the games at this point. I was at one point a real big Halo fan. I thought they did a good look on the look. Oh, the thing about, I'm not gonna lie, the big thing that turns me off is them taking off Master Chief's helmet. That makes me not want to watch it.
Yeah. That's. Do you know what? I completely understand that people that play the game, and apparently this Halo is based around Reach. If that makes any sense to you, doesn't to me. But my stepson, he said, oh, it it's based around Reach from what he can see. If he takes his helmet off, you need to watch it, because you'll understand why he takes his helmet off and the ending of season 1. And it will make you completely understand, and it will solve all those questions for you. So if you don't like the idea of him taking the helmet off, watch it and you'll understand why, and you'll be happy with the ending. But it's one of those things that you need to watch, just for the production value. And obviously they're filming at the moment in Budapest for season 2. So it's competition time, and the wonderful people at Prop Store has given us an amazing prize. So I'm just going to talk about Prop Store for a second. So Prop Store is a UK based company. They're based also in LA. They basically deal with costume and props from your favorite movies and TV shows. They're great. Check them out, propstore.com. They literally have amazing. They've got an auction coming up starting tomorrow from all the Marvel series, from Punisher, from all of them. So check them out on propstore.com. But what they've actually given us to give away is a production used storyboard from Supergirl, which is the original Supergirl film. So this is worth quite a bit of money, which I just think is fantastic. So I want to thank them massively for giving us the opportunity to give this away. So literally, I'll be posting all the details after this live stream on all the social media channels. But I just wanted to say, check out Prop Store. They're great sponsors. Check out their auctions, and they've got everything for every pocket. So check them out, propstore.com. So literally, they've given us a storyboard, production use storyboard. So these are worth around £280. So in dollars, I think they're about $320, $330. So these are awesome pieces, and it's also professionally framed as well. I don't know if I've got a picture of it as well on here. I think I have. There you go. So it's professionally framed as well to keep it safe for over the years. So I was thinking to myself, how can we give this away? What can we say are the rules? Well, funnily enough, I had an idea. So Larry, the other day, some nice person decided to lock me out of my Instagram account. So I got hacked, which I think has happened. Has it ever happened to you? Any of your accounts ever get hacked?
Well, recently my Amazon account got hacked, and they charged some stuff, and I had to get back into it. My Facebook, it's actually been happening quite a bit lately. I've actually had to go through and make a whole new email password for a lot of things, and I'm still going through slowly and updating all my information through all my little accounts. You won't realize how many you have until that happens.
Yeah. I mean, it's just annoying because the amount of content I had on my Instagram account and the amount of amazing people following me, and it's all gone. And literally, Instagram, they've got no way of getting your account back. You can say that, this is me by a video. You do a video and you turn your head around, and then every time it comes back as cannot verify. But it's fine. Do you know what? I've started a new account. I'm starting afresh. It's 2023. It's sometimes good to start afresh, get rid of everything, and build up again, making sure the foundations are there. So to give this away, what I'm going to do is literally at random, I'm going to pick one of my Instagram followers. So to enter to win this amazing prize from Prop Store, all you've got to do is go on to my Instagram, which is at BeMoreSuperUK. So it's not the old one, it's at BeMoreSuperUK. And I will put all the details on social media. And you've also got to go on Prop Store's Instagram account and follow them. So simple. So follow me on Instagram, follow Prop Store as well. And then what I'm going to do is pick a winner by random, and then I'll check with Prop Store that person is following them as well. And hey presto, we will announce it live on the show in a couple of weeks. I think I'm going to make it over 3 weeks to give people time to actually, spread it around, share the love. So what do you reckon of the prize? Are you a fan of Supergirl?
Yeah, I remember seeing the movie when I was a kid, because one of my earliest memories is watching the Superman movies with my dad, like Superman 1, Superman 2, the Christopher Reeves. And Supergirl would come around every once in a while, and I would have it on. Now, was it a great movie? When you were a kid, it was,
Oh,
So was Superman 4.
Do you know what? You've got to be careful. You've got to be careful because there are people watching that I know that literally, I mean, Supergirl's got a place in my heart, and you're right in saying that when you were a kid, you watched it, and it's got that nostalgia. Watching it now, it doesn't compare in the way of visual effects or anything like that. But I think there's something so warm and welcoming about watching a Christopher Reeve movie or a Helen Slater movie. It takes you back to the days when you thought everything was rainbows, butterflies, and cupcakes. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's something about that. But again, these storyboards are just awesome to collect, and then you don't have to worry about framing. It's already framed. I've got it boxed. It's downstairs. I haven't even opened it. So literally, you're going to get it fresh from Prop Store. It comes with a Prop Store certificate of authenticity as well, and it's simple to enter. Just follow Be More Super on Instagram. Follow Prop Store on Instagram. That's it. So that's all you've got to do to enter the competition. So I wanted to also talk about some other shows that are out at the moment. I mean, have you watched? Do you know what I'm going to say? Have you watched? You're going to say no, aren't you? Have you been watching? First of all, have you got Paramount Plus?
No.
No. So next, no. The reason for that is because Dungeons and Dragons is coming out very soon. So
with Chris Pine.
Amongst Thieves, I don't know what to think of it. I really don't. I'm not a massive Dungeons and Dragons fan. I remember the cartoon when I was a kid, but I don't know what this is going to be like. And I remember, was there a film out in like the 90s
With
with
Marlon
Jeremy
Wayans,
Irons?
I believe was in it.
Was it
I
Jeremy
believe
Irons
Marlon
as well?
Wayans. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure it was Marlon Wayans that was in that movie.
Yeah, so this is coming out with Chris Pine, but the news just in is that Paramount Plus has just greenlit a series. So I think it's going to be an 8-episode or 10-episode Dungeons and Dragons. So we've got an awesome series to look forward to. But what sort of things have you been watching at the moment that you think is absolutely a must see for anyone watching?
I've talked to you before. I'm an anime fan. I've been watching Chainsaw Man. It's a new anime. It just finished its first season. I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but I've been watching it in dub, so I'm like 2 episodes behind. Because there's a couple week delay. About a kid who's down on his luck, paying his father's debt to the Yakuza, and he has a pet chainsaw devil, and the Yakuza decides to kill him. The pet chainsaw devil makes an agreement with him to save his life, and becomes the kid's heart, and now he becomes Chainsaw Man, a living chainsaw devil. Like he pulls a pull string, and chainsaws pop out of his face and his arms, and destroys everything in his path. I mean, there's a lot more to the story to that. It's crude, it's rude, it's bloody, it's just fun. I've been watching it with my 2 boys, and they put my 16-year-old put me up on it, and we've been watching that together.
Awesome. Oh, do you know what? I've never got into anime. My lad, he loves anime. He really, really does, and he's trying to educate me on like One Punch Man and something to do with Devil. I don't know, something Devil something.
Demon Slayer.
That's the one. Yeah. Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer is definitely one I would tell you to watch. Our buddy Josh, he doesn't watch cartoons at all, and I got him to watch Demon Slayer, and he loves it. I got him to watch everything, including the movie. And he's like, I don't watch cartoons at all, but this is amazing. That's definitely something I would give into. And like I go back to Chainsaw Man. You brought up One Punch Man. One Punch Man. I think you would love for being a Superman fan so much. It's satirical. A lot of people look at it as serious. It's a very satirical anime. It's like a guy trains so hard that he becomes the world's strongest hero, but nobody realizes he's so strong, and he's bored with it. Like there's literally an episode where this monster's fighting him, and he realizes that his coupon for the grocery store is outdated. So he hurries up, beats the monster, and walks away.
Wow. Do you know what though? The thing I like about I don't know the idea of anime is that literally they can do anything on the screen. There's nothing budget wise that will dictate of what they can do. So I suppose from what I've seen of anime, it can be quite explosive and all over the place.
Like I'm actually, since we're talking about it, I kind of brought it up. Netflix is doing a One Piece live action series. and I'm not sure. Hopefully, it's coming out this year. I'm not sure. And One Piece is a show that I don't know how well it's going to look on in real life
Mm,
because it's very stylized. It's everything's really kooky and big. Like there's giants, there's fishmen, there's everything's crazy. So I know they're putting a lot of money into it, and I'm really excited. I can't wait to see what they do with it. I've seen some of the set work, and I'm like, wow, that looks like the ships. That looks like the Baradier. That looks like everything that I've seen from the show, but in real life. I just hope the costume work and the designs for all that, and I hope the effects budget's there. To be honest, because we're talking about a rubber man.
mm.
He can stretch and blow his fist up, and at one point they have a talking raccoon with him.
Wait a second, isn't that Guardians of the Galaxy?
That he's a reindeer. Not they call him a raccoon dog, but he's a reindeer, a talking
Yeah.
reindeer who's a doctor. Is also
Well, hopefully they do it justice because again, like we've been saying before, is that when there's a massive show that everyone is into and it gets translated onto our screens, I just think there's so much pressure, especially if the fan base is enormous as it is. It really, really is. But no, I mean, we've got a lot of things to look forward to this year. We've got Shazam, which I cannot wait. Which I cannot wait to watch because it looks awesome. Helen Mirren in it is just amazing.
that first movie actually had me tearing up a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I that's one of the few DC movies I think everybody should watch.
Mm,
Both my parents were adopted, children of adoption. So there's kind of like when he goes through that adoption and all that, and he doesn't he realizes his mom doesn't want him,
mm.
and that's why she left him. Like that choked me up a little bit. I'm like, oh damn, I never really thought about that.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like Shazam for me. I mean, I met Zachary Levi a few years ago, and the thing I said to him was the fact that the show is such a family show. It gave me the feels of the Christopher Reeve Superman movie, how sort of
Mhm.
honest it was. I mean, Richard Donner had a sign saying verisimilitude, which he certainly followed throughout the making of that movie. So, so yeah, Shazam for me is very much like that movie, and I thanked him for it. And he actually turned around and said he completely agrees. It's got that family aspect where it's honest, it's good fun, it's funny in places, serious in places. It addresses things like you just said. But I can't wait to see the second one. I mean, Helen Mirren, I've always said, I mean, a great British actor. She really is. Have you? And you said that you didn't have Paramount Plus, but anyone out there that has got Paramount Plus, 1883 is an amazing show, and it follows a family called the Duttons going during the 1800s, obviously because of the title, making it into America, and they've made a new one called 1923, and literally I'm on episode 4. I've got a picture here, and it's got Harrison Ford as a cowboy, which is pretty cool because he actually pulls that off really, really well. And Helen Mirren plays an Irish woman in it, and it's just an epic, epic show. So if anyone gets a
What?
chance to watch it,
Harrison Ford playing a grumpy old man?
never, never. Do you know what? He's got one of those resting, miserable faces. Whenever
I
you
don't
see
want
him,
to do this unless you
yeah,
kill me.
yeah, yeah, basically.
I'm Indiana Jones again. Come follow me.
Yeah. Well, maybe we can go over that on another show because I've got
Yeah.
quite a lot of thoughts about Indiana Jones. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. But I just want to thank everyone. We've got quite a few, viewers at the moment. Oh, someone's Rhonda's put. I love the prequels to Yellowstone. The thing is, Yellowstone is the one with Kevin Costner in it, and apparently it's epic. I've never watched Yellowstone, so I'm doing things from the beginning. So I've waited for 1883, which is the prequel of where it all started. Then I'm watching 1923. Then I'm going to commit and invest my time into Yellowstone because Yellowstone apparently is supposed to be epic. So I can't wait for that. But the prequels are just fantastic. Rhonda, I completely agree. but yeah, so all everyone following this stream right now, please hit subscribe, so you can get notified of future streams. We're going to get a lot of guests on, as I mentioned at the beginning. This live stream was really just a test to make sure things are working, looking at the gremlins, making sure that things don't go wrong, and if they do, how to fix it. Like my camera going blank a couple of
I literally
times. We
just
can look at that.
bought a gremlin. I bought the official flashing gremlin NECA figure. It's one of my favorite things.
You're joking. What?
No,
I look. Go on. You're gonna get.
I can't. He's up there.
Is
Let
it?
me grab him for you.
Yeah, yeah. While I love it, look at your detective comics, and I can't believe it. He's got a Batman, so he's obviously a Batman fan, not a Superman fan. Don't know why I'm friends with Larry, but hey ho. No, I'm joking. Here we go. That is so awesome. That is awesome. And where did you get that from? Oh, I can't hear you.
I bought it at a Target.
You put that's
It's a local shop that we have called Target.
that is awesome.
But he actually has like playing cards. He comes with a whole bunch of stuff. Sunglasses. He has little cigarettes that's in his mouth.
Do you know what? It's one of those films that will never go away. I mean, Christmas time, you've got to always watch Gremlins. For me, I haven't introduced my girls to it yet because I don't know if they're going to get freaked out or not.
I mean, they might get freaked out by the story of the dad getting stuck in the chimney.
They could do, yeah. But who knows?
Start them on Gremlins too.
That is awesome. But Prop Store did actually auction off, I think the last one, an actual proper production used Gremlin, and it was the puppeteer one. And it went for a lot of money, like literally a lot of money. It really did.
I believe it. I remember going. Did you ever have the Warner Brothers stores in the UK?
No, but I've been to the one in New York quite a few times before it all closed down.
Yeah, like I remember that we had a local mall that had a Warner Brothers store, and I remember going in there, and they would have probably like a 3 foot tall gremlin that was always in the top corner of the store, like looking down at everybody. And it was something I've always wanted to this day. And like this little NECA figure is probably the closest I'm ever gonna have to that.
But you know the one in New York, the lift had Superman underneath the lift. So when people were taking the lift and going up, it looked like Superman was either flying up with the lift or saving it. It was an awesome store, but obviously I think it was Time Warner that took over, and it was like that transition, and then they all closed down and are gutted because you had so many cool items in there from every show you could think of.
I mean, the Disney stores are closing down in the States now, so
they are in
it's
the
like,
UK. They are in the UK. Literally, they're all disappearing. It's
yeah.
all going to be online, and don't get me wrong. I used to love to go into those stores with my girls, and obviously walk out and not buy anything. It teaches them good lessons. Do you know what I mean?
You know
You
what?
can look.
My son had a Chewbacca coat that we got from there because it was on clearance.
Mm.
So I did buy something from there once.
Graham's just put, "You're right, Graham." He's a good friend. We went to go and see Superman the movie at the Albert Hall with the London Philharmonic Orchestra. He's put, "Shame the UK and Warner Brothers stores closed down. They had some great merchandise and animation sales on sale." They did, and that was the thing I remember about New York. They had an actual section, a room with all the animation cells that you could buy. Which was awesome, but you can find them if you look on the internet and you search around. You can find, some good deals. But Larry, was it as bad as you thought going live, getting all these people watching you and giving us all this love with the love hearts and thumbs up? And
I mean, I see all the gray in my beard. It makes me feel mortal.
Grey in your beard? Are you having a laugh?
Yeah, it's starting. That's why I left the lights off.
So you know what? Next week you're going to be on with a wig, and you're going to
Yeah.
like literally be a dark room. But yeah, so we hope everyone's enjoyed our little chinwag, our little chat, and remember, coming up next week, Simon Barry is going to be on the show. So if you've got any questions, any of those burning questions that you want to ask him about, obviously, if the show is being taken up by any other streaming platform, please let me know. Reach out, message on here, message on my social media, and obviously don't forget to follow and like. I love that. Julia's put Brian the Silver Fox. There we go. Bless you,
I
Julia.
tell I tell Brian every day we play that he's sexy.
Shut up. Shut your face.
That's only because
Right.
I can only hear his voice.
Yeah, that is true. I've got a face for radio, so I'm quite surprised. I've actually decided to put my face to the world. But do you know what? This is the face that God gave me, so I'm going to go with it. But it's been great. Thank you, Larry, so much for coming on. Oh, what's that? What was that? Noise in the background?
I don't think that was me, unless that was my kids.
Was it? I could hear like an automated message.
Yeah, I don't know what that was. Might have been one of my kids in the back or something. I don't know.
That it sounded like a Siri or something like that. So I don't know. But also one of the comments down here, Larry, is from the Geek Club. So the Geek Club is a high school in Germany that literally, they're interviewing at conventions, and they're doing an awesome job. They really, really are. So I'm actually being interviewed by them on Monday, which I'm actually really excited about, because it's something nice about encouraging, the young generation to get up and do something creative and do something exciting. So I'm really looking forward to that. I really am.
I know it's to get in on it. Like my kids, for instance, in their high school, they have video tech programs that like my son took his freshman year, and he's actually learned a lot about like editing and stuff like that. But he doesn't want
Well,
to do anything with it. It's like his dad putting everything off.
well, if he doesn't want to do anything about it, he can help me out. What is he playing at? Do you know what I mean? He can be
I
my
know.
new techie.
I know. He's lazy, like his dad. I'll take him a year before he does it.
Yeah, you've got to batter on at him. But you know what, Larry? Thank you so much. Let's do this again next week. Let's get some amazing subjects and get some groundbreaking news, and hopefully we'll have some better news for Warrior Nun. Again, everyone that's viewing, please, when you're on Twitter, Instagram, down the shops, literally hashtag Save Warrior Nun. We need to get as many tweets out there to let these streaming platforms know that this movement of fans aren't going anywhere. We're here to stay, because it's an awesome show. And do you know what, Larry? You need to watch it. You really do.
Maybe if I watch it, they'll have just enough viewers to save it.
You never know. Your viewership might actually just tip it over, and Netflix might turn around and say, you know what, Larry's watching it, and he doesn't watch anything. So, there we go. So, Julius Pet, thank you so much to Larry and Brian. Do you know what? It's our pleasure. I've wanted to do this for a while, and it's nice to actually see Larry while I'm talking to him, because normally it's over a headset, and we're normally doing extremely bad in a game called DayZ. But hey, you've got to take part, and it's about the effort that you put in. But no, thank you so much. We'll bid farewell, and we'll see everyone next week, same time. Let's get as many people on here. Please share this show. We want to get as much involvement by the viewers as possible. So any ideas of guests that you want on this live show, please let us know. Anything you want us to talk about, please let us know. We're here for you. We're here for the viewers, listeners, to give a platform to talk about anything that's important at the moment, or any subjects that you want us to address and debate and argue. I don't think we've ever had an argument, Larry, so maybe this might be the first time that we have one
I
on the
mean,
show.
I told you I didn't watch Warrior, and then after you told me to watch Warrior, done 50 times, you look like you wanted to argue with me.
It's fine, mate. You're just missing out. Do you know what I mean? You know, you're not part of the cool gang. But thank you so much. Look after yourself, and goodbye. And remember, keep safe and stay super.